I met Elie a little bit more earlier than I met Naomi. He was about 8 weeks old when we met him for the first time. So he wasn't really yet involved in terms of being the team director or doing things, although I would say his parents were at that point.
The best way to describe Naomi as a child is like a bottle of champagne. She was like a bubble in every social situation. She brought excitement, she brought glee and cheer. She always had this smile on her face that was absolutely infectious and just a general pleasure to be around. She was a lot and continues to be a tremendous amount of fun.
Live wire. The live wire on every event.
The first time I met Naomi was at a basketball game. Elie was captain. They were seniors. Elie was the captain at that time it was Windham Shiva High School. And Phil and I went to as many games as possible. We were sitting and all of a sudden this girl with a piece of oak tag starts like running across during, timeout, running across the basketball court. Number 22, do you know?
It's a hottie.
Number 22 is a hottie. And we looked at each other, we're like, who is that? I don't know. That was Naomi.
Elie represents a tremendous amount of balance because the nice thing about Naomi is that she has enough structure in her life to have it structured, but at the same time, she's more of a freelance type of personality. Elie's a very structured guy, so it's a great balance between the two of them.
Elie is quieter, much more determined, very, very focused on things. Naomi is much more sociable. The communal involvement is something that she's used to. Naomi grew up with her family being very involved in their community, and they just like doing things.
It was kind of like the Abraham Sarah model. Rashi said Abraham converted the men and Sarah converted the women. And all teenage girls love Naomi. I mean, she's so pretty and so fun, and she just, she's so warm and friendly. So I think it really was nice. And who doesn't want to be with Elie in the backyard at a dunking contest or axe throwing? I thought it was really, really a nice balance for this particular job.
There were a couple of Shabbos when we came up, and I went to the youth minyan with Elie, and I was able to watch Elie do his thing. Elie's a very dynamic person. On the one hand, he's quiet. On the other hand, he has a rock-solid personality, and he knows how to lead, but he leads by example. He doesn't lead just simply through words. And that always makes a far more profound impression, especially on the youth that he was impacting when he was in this role.
And Naomi was so innovative in the ideas that she had for the teenagers. She did a cake decorating event. She did a challah baking event. Her and Elie put together a trampoline night, and they put together a slam dunk contest. I mean, these are activities that teenagers want to go to, and I think that the two of them working together was like 1 + 1 equaling a better...
more than two.
More than two.
I saw Elie growing up, and I saw Naomi a bit here and there, because I know her parents. Her father's a schoolmate of mine, and it's great to see their kids be involved in the show. And Elie has been with the teenagers, things he loves the most, working with the teens, and he's very reliable and he's always there.
They've become real leaders in the community, especially among the young people. First in terms of actually working here and being the teen directors, but even now to this day in terms of becoming lay leaders in the shul, and they have the greatest role models for that.
We just went through a big survey across the entire shul, and about a third of our members are under age 40, and that's the future leadership. So is it Elie and Naomi? Quite possibly, but if not, it's really time for the young leadership to start taking their role, and I think it's a tremendous opportunity. We're a big, young group of very diverse members, and that's really where the future is.
They opened their first home in Hollywood in the Villas to teenagers, and it just really says a lot about who they are and how they are committed to the shul as they moved onto the shul block in their new home, lived there only a few months, and continue to host not only teens now, but adults in the community in their capacity as involved and concerned members of the shul.
I am not sure what their formal next step is, but using this as a stepping stone, all the people, all their peer group that came out to support them at this event, I would hope that they could encourage their peer group to come out and attend all of the wonderful programs that we have at the Young Israel. It would really be fantastic.
Oftentimes I hear congregants concerned about the future of the Jewish people, our children. Are we raising them correctly? Are we doing what we need to do in order to create the next generation of Jewish leaders and active, involved members of the community? And I would just say that certainly we have challenges, but if Elie Baratz and Naomi are any indication, we raise them well, we raise them good here at the Young Israel of Hollywood.
Running the teen minion and running the teen department of the youth department was just very fulfilling, because I know that the kids need leadership, and the kids need a reason to do things with the shul. Kids aren't just gonna want to show up to shul on their free time. I know that going to minion was usually parents force them to do so, but having kids lane and do a little bit more than they otherwise would want to, just felt it was good to make kids want to do that kind of stuff and to turn into leaders themselves. What we did working for the shul was definitely a lot of work, but even within all that work, we really did have a lot of fun. We hosted onegs.
Went trampoline bouncing.
We had dunk contests.
Frying with fryer on Hanukkah.
We had competitive cake decorating for Yontif.
It wasn't supposed to be competitive.
That's because you didn't win. Everything's competitive.
Okay, challah baking for Shabbos.
I won that too. Hamantasha making.
I won that for sure.
You cheated. And lots of things.
Elie did not win them all.
I did. I think the fact that the shul is giving the award to us shows that the shul really values the education of the future leaders and future modern Orthodox Jews, because that is really where it's going to come from. It's going to come from educators, in our case, non-formal educators, but that's how the shul is going to thrive, and that's why our shul and our community is so great, because we really put such an emphasis on the youth and on making sure that they learn and grow and develop.
Elie and I would like to thank the Journal Committee for this award, and thank you for thanking us when deciding who to present it to, because this is really special and it's a beautiful evening. We also want to thank the rabbis, Rabbi Weinstock, Rabbi Freiberg, and of course Rabbi Davis, for all the hard work that you guys put in on a daily basis.
Thank you to the board for all of the hard and thankless work that you do. Thank you to Avi Fryer for keeping us all entertained tonight and throughout the year.
Thank you again, Avi, and everyone on the youth committee for replacing Elie so that he no longer has an excuse to not go to North Miami Beach for Shabbos. Speaking of North Miami Beach, I want to thank my parents, Warren and Gail Castle, for instilling in me the love for Torah and Yiddishkeit that made me want to serve my shul. And they were really great examples for me, and still are great examples to me, on how to be leaders in a community. So I really want to thank them for that.
Thank you to those that came from near and far. My grandparents Noah and Ruth Diamond, my uncle Jeremy and Elchani, Uncle David, my brother Gaby and his wife Kayla, and to the rest of my family who couldn't make it but gave support through journal ads. Ellen and Michael, sorry, but you didn't have a choice. You don't get a thank you.
They get a thank you.
Nice.
I would want to say thank you to my parents for choosing Hollywood all those years ago. I couldn't think of a better place to have grown up and then moved back to live. And also definitely want to thank them for showing me that leadership is not a role to be taken lightly, and that the success of any organization is really predicated on the hard work of people that choose to make it succeed.
Nicely said.